Man, thank you for such a really, really powerful and loving introduction, King. I really appreciate that. You already know I am Source Energy Guy Coach King Malik McCullers, Mayat Senior. I am here to do my best to serve. Matter of fact, I am here to serve. My best is, you know what I'm saying. I am, respectfully, with love, power, respect, and protection. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
So,
And thank you. Listen, please like and subscribe. We want to do, what we can to show up in the presence of whatever this algorithm thing is, as well as get in front of, people who can actually use information that we have to offer. Whatever intellectual property that we have experienced that can be of some service, some share, some sharing and some growth to anyone that comes in contact with by my voice, by sight of me, by the vibration of the tone of the frequency that you feel, by the aura that you see. You know what I'm saying? I command and allow that power and that love and that protection be totally received, sent from me and received upon everyone that is within the vibrational realm of receiving. Ashe.
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 Okay. What's up, son?
Nothing much. So, of course, as you know, before we get into the whole questions aspect, we got to go ahead and go over this real quick. Please be sure to check out CoachKingMalik.com for any info that you need.
Can you get it a little clearer? Is it a way to make it clear? Where are you showing that at?
Screen share.
Screen share? What you screen sharing your what is that you screen sharing with?
Restream.
I know that, but I'm saying, what is that the app? That's the website, right?
It's the website itself.
Okay, let me see if I screen share. If my screen share is different, because you got a
Does it look pixelated?
yeah, it looks pretty. Can you clean your screen up a little bit? Because that information would be very, very helpful to people to be able to see clearly. While you're doing that, I'm gonna be in the back right here doing something too. See if I could pop up anything.
We ain't trying to have it look pixelated.
It's okay. I mean, it's we get it. We get it. Okay, let me see something.
All right. So that part is taken care of.
Yeah, I was trying to see. I thought it was a way for me to press over here. Oh, I get it. Here we go. I got you. Let me see something. If I virtual out my background, I wonder will that come up? Let me see something.
My restream screen went black.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did because I got something going on over here for you. Hold on a second. What you were attempting to do, I can do on a cleaner scale probably. If I can.
Got to rejoin real quick.
Huh?
I was saying got to rejoin real quick.
No, you don't. You don't have to rejoin. I got you right there. You good.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to show you. I just wanted to do this for you. Hold on. Okay, so if I put my screen up now, wait. See, I'm attempting to get yours like over to mine over to there we go. Okay, so what you wanted to see was the site, right?
The site was exactly what I was trying to get to.
There you go. Now at least it's clear.
Hey, well, there we go.
Yeah, I just pulled it up in other browser. And that's the live. But just as a little information aside, you can go ahead and explain it now. But your screen share, idea was cool.
All right.
Oh, and we'll be back. There
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
that's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely way better.
Yeah, just look you can see it more clear. So that's what's up.
Exactly what we needed.
Well, I appreciate you. Yeah, Equality Motors One. That's the dealer's license that we possess. Dealing with the relative in the South, so we can get you whatever kind of vehicle you want. Kind of working on specialty stuff at this moment, but all is well
Oh,
in
for
our
sure, for sure.
aspects. So,
But definitely have my dealer's license sooner or later.
well, you got the same name as me, so if you needed to use it, you just
Oh, that's cool right there.
so all is well. All is well. Okay, so I'm with it, man. I'm over here just going to be taking notes on the things that you say, but I know the questions and everything, and I just from the perspective of the best perspective of it, explaining, my position or my clarity on whatever I can. I'm here for it.
All right. Okay. So, shoot, we might as well get into the questions then.
Yeah, all right, because we want to make it quick since it's a little late for some. But at
Yeah.
least we know because
Right.
we're doing this really it's for the purpose of being able to just get the content out because I don't have I have a lot of followers in another dimension, another quantum, but come on over to this quantum field so that the members can increase or the supporters can increase. No followers because we would rather have supporters because I support who supports me. I really have never been able to follow anything or anybody in that aspect. So respectfully, I wouldn't expect the same. But in the support factor, let's support each other. Please like and subscribe if anything resonates with you. If we can touch your heart, if just the idea of me and my king son here sitting here presenting love, power, and protection energy over those who come in contact with us, and just willingly and commanding from the perspective of all the power that I have, and allowing your energy to receive in the aspect of what I have access to and the power of I share in full capacity. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to offer.
That's exactly what we shall continue
Yeah.
to offer to anyone and everyone who comes in our presence. All right. So the first question is, what are three inner qualities a man must have to be considered a real man? And I
Yeah.
ask this question because if you are looking at how just society has aged over time and how it is today, you already see that the emasculated men is very much in effect and has been for a great bit of time. A lot of men are deciding that they don't want to be men anymore, doing their best to step down from the position of being a man. And um, I know that's not the case for me. So, for anybody and everybody who continues to still walk the path of actually being a man, because we already know if you came here as a male, then you have that specific position, you have that job to do. So, asking from more so of that perspective on everything so we can continue to influence this generation in a positive manner.
I get it from God perspective,
Oh,
from the
for sure.
perspective of the source that is within me, from the God King perspective of what I have experienced on my own. If I had to pick three of the most inner qualities a man must have to be a real one, is first of all, you know, um, which is a part that takes the progress. A person have to know thyself. They have to, get to know themselves. They have to, get a grasp on what it is this avatar possesses, what it is it even is to be a man. Because, like you said, because of the confusion, a lot of men don't know, they don't have a clue, and then the examples that they have obviously are not powerful enough for some of them to want to be a man because like you said, a lot of men are wanting to be something other than that, as well as women, which, hey, your own prerogative, but that is not the divine order. You dig? And so, in
Facts.
the aspect of that, respectfully, that's just it's just to be a real man. First of all, you have to know yourself. That's one of the most. That's the main one. You got to know yourself, and in the power of knowing yourself, the first process of that, what I'm saying, you got to take responsibility for everything you involve yourself in and see what type of things that your energy, sends you or leads you to do, what kind of power you have. You know yourself, then you'll kind of get a better grasp on, okay, I'm gonna give you this example. As I've learned myself over the years, over the time, over the prospect of this expansion, I've learned that, you know, I really do have the control over everything. My imagination, when I imagine I was about to go through something really, really have a good experience, I would have a good experience. You know what I'm saying? If I would imagine, I would have a bad experience or the response from somebody, it always worked out like that. And as I've grown, I've gotten to know myself by my imagination because anything that I imagine, I realize I get. So it put a check on my thought process in the fact of me realizing, okay, I can't just let my mind do whatever. I have to check what I'm imagining or what I'm even considering when I'm thinking because I'm getting results of the things that I'm thinking. That started off really early without me being conscious of it, just going through things, thinking negative, getting a whole bunch of negative things to take place, but not really recognize it. When I'm up, I'm really up though, because I ball, I ball, like you know what I'm saying. But I fall, I fall. You feel what I'm saying? That's just the whole thing with that. So the first would be know yourself. The second would be to take responsibility for everything that you involve yourself in, and then respect the fact that throughout this process, a real man takes responsibility for the fact that we make mistakes. We have to get up, and take responsibility and be responsible for understanding that a man is masculine and feminine in the aspect of what that means on a balance, but not in the same aspect what it means from a female perspective in terms of emotion, in terms of, don't go hard about everything. Slow that ass down about certain things. Stop, take a look at things. You don't have to run up on everybody or think everybody's supposed to, submit to your anger or your aggressive way or think it's about a box, square up every time. Sometimes it's about realizing that someone is in a different place than you and you have to be compassionate. You don't have to be humble. You don't have to be showing no fake humility and all of that. You have to be compassionate to yourself to realize that that mirror is in front of you. You know what I'm saying? If you're seeing something that you really are in objection to or in opposition to, is you. So, that right there. So respect the fact that it is you, you know, in the mirror and you have to take responsibilities. Real men do that. Real men do that. And you grow up and realize that as you expand and you realize these experiences that you have are spiritual. Everything is spiritual. We're attracting everything. That what you hear going on, that's facts. I'm 55 years old. Okay. The year's like 2023. And I'm
55 years
telling you,
young, just how you take care of
55 years
yourself.
young, 55. I've the solar return has returned 55 whatever times, and I feel like because of the numbers, understanding them now, it's the thing to do. Just make sure that you do those three things. Make sure you know yourself, get to know yourself, and listen to yourself and pay attention to what you think, and put a grip on the things that cause you, imbalance. It is what it is. And then, you know, take responsibility for everything you involve yourself in and respect the fact of the mirror. The mirror is an agreement. Everybody you come in contact with is you, pushed out, but on the outside of you seeing what you like and what you don't like. So you see something you like, hey, that's you that you love. You like that. Another part of you, hey, just accept that. Let it go. Like, let it go. Don't trip. Okay. That's my my God perspective. That's from my own experience and my growth process. And as I still have to constantly reinvent myself to confirm my ability to be a real in this avatar, what you call man, because, God know source energy is already, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome right there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Always.
What's next?
All right. So the second question is, as a man, what is the level of importance when it comes to having self integrity?
Self integrity. All right, well, from my God perspective and personal experience, you know what I'm saying? Personal experience. Self integrity is one of the you know, one of them with, knowing the actual self integrity is one, knowing yourself, and is basically to sum up the ethical standards that communicate the kind of person that you are, how you treat yourself and others, in the way you love yourself and the way you love others, how you respect yourself. So integrity would be, like, for real, it's like, come on, self integrity is really your ability to care for yourself and respect the mirror again. You know what I'm saying? Kind of results back to that every time, like, because you're never going to be able to put anything outside of you that's not you. Like, everything that's outside of you is a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? All things are a reflection of you, in the sense of that, that vibration. You know what I'm saying? And so self integrity would be like, it is what it is. It's one with knowing, yourself, and that, it's basically that, just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your self integrity, you have to be a stand up. You have to be responsible for, the things you say and do. You have to be willing to take responsibility for all things. If you do something stupid, stand up in the front of the line just as if you had done something to get praised for. Because as above, so below. It's like this. I've learned that over time that hey man, negative thoughts come sometimes way more than positive thoughts, depending on your vibrational realm and the things you got coming in and out. So I realize that in that perspective, I've had to gather my self integrity by keeping my thoughts in a certain place so that I don't go out of bounds with the fact that, you lose your integrity just by thinking negatively, because you're going to respond to a negative thought by a negative action if you continue to do so. If you continue to think negative, you're going to get some negative things in response. So, yeah, you know, it's one with knowing yourself, and it's basically the sum of your way you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? And is totally how you treat yourself and how you treat others. So that's why it's the most important, most powerful habit to have. And then to me, in that sense, let me you know not jump the gun. It's one of the ones, because it's like along with self awareness. But let you get to it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So this third question: can you please explain why self-awareness is one of the most powerful habits for men to have throughout this experience of life?
Okay. Again, from my God perspective and personal experience, the reason self awareness is one of my most important habits, powerful habits to practice and to really, really learn to, stay in contact with throughout this life, is, really, self awareness to me is the equivalent to my intuition. You know what I'm saying? And in the perspective of what I've gathered, like, it's the best at its best. It's into your self awareness is intuition at its best to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the key to being, you know, like self sufficient, because when you start to listen to yourself and the thoughts that you think, and you're vibrating in the right vibration, first of all your thoughts are you. So if they're coming in negative, your vibration is that. They're coming in positive, they're that. You can control those thoughts by, stopping them, directing them, redirecting them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like the faster you come in touch with your intuition, the faster you practice on listening to your intuition, the faster you become self aware. And your self awareness comes to the front of the line, to the point where you get to control, and enjoy your life experience from a control perspective, from a look at from the outside perspective, rather than being inside experiencing, things that you emotionally attach to, negatively, or from a lower perspective or a lower balance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, from the reason self awareness is, seriously, you know, the one of the most powerful habits, is because it is your intuition. And once you lock in self awareness, becomes second nature, because second nature, first nature to me is intuition. You know what I'm saying? The second nature is the consciousness of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it is what it is, because God, intuition, your, imagination,
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
you know,
And see, one thing I realized about self awareness, see, because there's a positive and a negative to everything, as we know.
already.
Life is like a battery. If you don't have the positive and the negative, it's not going to work.
Yeah, for sure.
So even during my process of becoming more self aware on all things, I even received a lot of the things about myself that I did not want to see that was true about myself. So I would be coming in contact with different people because I like to connect with people. I would say within a month, I think I might have talked to about probably 30, 40 different people within that amount of time.
And you gotta be
So,
careful who you talk to, because some of these people be, energy drainers. They be dragons. They be snakes. They be there to suck your energy out. But we know the protection piece. We know. Yeah,
yeah, that's a
So
fact for
hey,
sure.
all is well.
But I've come across a good bit of people who showed me just a reflection of who I am. And I look at people like this. They're either a good example of what to be or a good example of what not to be. So when I'm seeing somebody, say for instance, they're around like 2, 3 years older than me, and I see the position that they're in, if I don't continue to focus on my growth and my elevation, I could easily end up in that position or even worse because I have that example at this age and I'm not paying attention to that. So I look at these examples, okay, what did this person not do and what do I need to do to keep myself from being in that position? So I'm always looking at aspects of which I can grow on myself. I'm always making sure through anything and everything, I always check myself on. I'm always looking for every single way for me to take accountability for my part and be sure to make sure I put that in the forefront because as long as I'm taking accountability for my part, my ways of being without putting it off on anybody else, which yes, I have done before, then I can continue to actually I can continue to grow and actually receive what the gift is throughout a situation that I'm supposed to receive so I can continue to move forward in a growth oriented manner. So that's what self-awareness has done for me and is what is continuing to do for me. I have a shoot, I got years to go, but one thing I'm grateful for, even if I didn't, I'm just grateful that today and now in this moment right now, that's my main focus. Just being the best example I can be and being self-aware just with the words I speak, the thoughts I think. It's like Dak said in his song Child of God, people watching what I do, so I'm careful of words I speak. So, that's a
Yeah,
whole another thing within
yeah, you
itself.
had to send that over. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Like it is. Self awareness, intuition is the key to being self aware, and the faster you become, in touch and intact with your intuition, with that, the faster you'll get control and have a joyous, control over your experience. And then when things don't go the way that you anticipate them, it won't hit you as hard because you'll have a better perspective of the balance of your self-awareness. Just clear you up. You should be comfortable with the fact that as above so below. If you fall down, you know what, you can't do nothing but get up. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing. And I use that analogy a lot because of being at the bottom quite a bit and having to constantly get up, you know what I'm saying, and looking at things as they are in real time. You know what I'm saying? Because this is real time. This is like the reason we're here is not necessarily as much as to be able to attract people who could use our assistance so that we could, spiritually and financially grow together and build, legacies and teams and try and build the tribe together. But more so, make sure that information is shared so that people can have a spiritual perspective and connection to a mastermind that is that is in the positive and more balanced vibration of growth and healing, because me having to do what I'm doing, I have to be self-aware. I have to have my integrity in order. I'm dealing with the elders, I'm dealing with the children, I'm dealing with the fact of, you know in actuality, you don't get a break to you don't get a chance to fix things you mess up, like for real, these are opportunities. Like I can't get another chance to take care of my parents. Once they're gone, they're gone. Once they transition, that part is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my integrity, you know what I'm saying, all of the things that we do. So like I said, I'm willing that this brings credibility content to the table for people to recognize that the power is within. We can share how to utilize it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a fact.
what's next?
All right. So the fourth question. So as per you being one of the, well, actually the best example I've experienced of being emotionally intelligent, and this is throughout a lot of experiences in life. Of course, nobody else they haven't lived with us, so they ain't gonna be able to see that part anyway. But
Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
can you please explain the main purpose behind men needing to have emotional intelligence and the importance of it?
Okay, the main importance. First of all, I want to thank you from the depths of the space that we reside in. In recognizing and acknowledging that I command and allow the power of that is within me to to be able to guide, balance, and control my emotional intelligence for you to even see it. You know what I'm saying? For you to acknowledge it or trust the fact that I'm able to be a leader to this family as a result of being emotional intelligent and in balance with that. And like the question is like you know what's the main purpose? Because I've dealt with a lot in my life. Been a lot military, college, streets, incarceration, all of the above, right? And I've met men who are emotionally, you know, ignorant as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally uh, traumatized, emotionally confused. And I've met a few men who are emotionally intelligent. And it's a big difference because first of all, emotions go deep. And it depends on what emotion like trigger in a person to it's going to determine how deep you have to go to recover that person or to figure out the balance in communicating with that person. So it's a lot of people out here, we're traumatized, we've been through a lot. All of us have something that we've had to go get over from our childhood. Some of us still are getting over it now. Some people are older than me, have not gotten over. Some people left the planet, shifted into the different dimension without getting over it. So that is a process. Didn't make anything wrong or right. It's just the process. So you know the emotional part is for men to understand that you only have a vibrational uh, level of emotion that you can even deal with. You know what I'm saying? You cannot, as a man, from what I recognize, and just in the field that I've been in, it might apply to different men different ways, but I'm this man. I'm source energy. I'm this man. Like I'm this one. I don't can't speak for the other ones that walk around with the type of energy that they possess, but this one right here, emotions, being unemotionally intelligent, like unintelligent, emotionally unintelligent, will cause you to be the victim to a lot of everything, a lot of everything. You can be a victim to like people, you'll be a victim to yourself first because you're going to sacrifice your feelings for your emotions. Your emotions are going to override your feelings and more likely, very possibly, have you in a state of confusion, weakness, and all kind of stuff as a result of you being emotionally unintelligent. And intelligence is a whole different thing. That's from a process of you thinking. When you think intelligence, you think, oh, smart. You think strategic. You think, what I'm saying, some kind of aggressive. You think, yeah, you got different words you think with that when you think intelligence. So intelligent comes with a lot. You put that with emotion. So they have to know when you get mad, you have to know when to turn that down. You have to know when you not mad. You might have to know when it's time to turn it up. Not necessarily get mad, but get aggressive to where the difference is not, clear. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people have to feel like you in a state of anger before they'll respond. You dig what I'm saying? Like just like Abraham Hicks says, when you know what you don't want, you automatically know what you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's that above and below. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? So emotional intelligence, it's so important for a man, especially in the main. And it's just it's you cannot be out here as a real man and be emotionally unintelligent and expect life to hand you what you need. You're going to always be digging from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna start at the top. You're gonna dig, you're gonna start at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start at the bottom, like you know what I'm saying. You raise to the top, but what I'm saying, you gotta dig, say like we're trying to accomplish digging a 12-foot hole. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna be in the hole and we're trying to dig a hole. Let me use a different analogy, okay? Okay, so if we already are focused on our growth and we're going forward in the sense of knowing that, my process of my emotions, me getting mad, angry, sad, happy, can control my ability to attract what it is I'm supposed to get as a man. Okay. So here I am. I have an emotional situation I'm dealing with. I get upset. I'm unintelligent in emotional situations. So I react and I maybe cut somebody off in traffic. When I do that, I under or over, charge myself or something. And then I spin out and hit somebody. Okay. Being as a result of my emotional unintelligence and getting and responding, from an unintelligent perspective, now I'm dealing with a situation that is, could potentially cost me. Hey, you could have hurt somebody, you could have killed yourself or whatever. But it's going to cost you something as a result. And the energy from that, what is the energy from that is like when you do something, you get it like pretty quickly these days. Like we got this perspective of like, this time frame we're supposed to wait, but because we're thinking so much, we got vibrational escrow built up. So things seem to be coming faster. As soon as you do something, something happens. And it seems like it was a long, fast, but it really wasn't. You've been doing it for a minute. It's just that now you just put that little bit extra in the cup, not a cup spilleth over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying in the analogy of that's a different kind of way. Emotional intelligence is the main. It's very, very it's very much a main purpose for a man because when another man sees you off emotionally, he'll take advantage of you. When a female sees you off emotionally, they'll take advantage of you. When a child sees you off emotionally, they'll take advantage of you. It's like everyone would take advantage of a man, especially when you're emotionally unintelligent. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just that's the weakest point to me for a man because emotions you should be in control of yours in the first place. Men's emotions, I'm not saying we're not supposed to have emotions, but we're damn sure not supposed to have them on the regular level of the feminine, that's their department. They are the controller of emotions. We are the, I guess the solution too, because we don't I don't really tap into that no more. I realize the more I've expanded, the more I back away from that part because I realize that's the part that seems to pull away from the ability to progress and grow. So just being emotionally intelligent is a process, and a lot of us don't know because we're raised by females. You know what I'm saying? And we go off the emotion. We have to learn. We deal with men. You get to dealing with men, and you realize that some things you're not allowed to do. You know what I'm saying? So men, I say that's one of the main things. Just focus on how you feel. Focus on making sure you don't take any traits to, let your emotion guide your feeling to the point where you respond, inadequately and end up in a situation where you have to respond all the time in that same way because you put yourself in that place. You know,
Yeah,
it
that's a
is.
fact. Knowing the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. As
Yeah,
men, we were placed here to build foundations, not chase a trend. Just anything trend related. We're not doing things to become relevant. We create the things for others to become relevant from. So we're the creators, not
that way.
followers.
That way.
Yeah, that way. So last question. As a man, young men seeking to become a real man, especially, Can you please explain the purpose of having self discipline as a way of living and not just a lifestyle?
Okay. Okay. As a man, young man seeking to become a real man, especially, can you please explain the purpose of having self discipline as a way of living and not just a lifestyle? Okay. First of all, having self discipline as a way of life, I mean, is the one of the, chapters in the blueprint that will get you to the success that's necessary for you to be a real man and a leader to others. Okay. Um, Self discipline comes from all those things that you asked me about before, like from the God perspective, that from my God perspective, respectfully, the qualities of the man, like you were saying, you got to know yourself, you got to be responsible for what you do, and you got to respect the fact that it's the mirror, and everything that we're doing is a reflection. You know what I'm saying? You also, basically, in the self of your integrity and all of these kind of like fit self discipline, self awareness, self integrity. Like, okay, knowing the type of person you are, if you know that you love and respect the entity within you, you're constantly going to get more love and respect from the entity that is you. Okay. And so therefore the mirror will start to reflect that in every, you'll see the results of that, because you'll see people smiling at you, you'll see people doing things for you, pulling up on you when not expecting it, and just doing things because this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see the mirror, reflect it. And that's to me, that's a big part of, the self-discipline. If you do these things, you can tap yourself into being more and more disciplined. It just becomes a way of life. And then a lifestyle, and you said, and not just a lifestyle. Well,
'Cause- And,
self-discipline.
and the reason I said that is because it says it takes 90 days to build a lifestyle. And, after 90 days, just to build a lifestyle in general, a way of living and a lifestyle, as we both know, is like two completely different
Yeah,
things.
yeah, I get that. Yep. Because in 90 days, you might be able to learn a little self-discipline, but it takes a lifetime to stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Because we have everything to divert that, and then discipline is within the eye of the beholder as well. What are you disciplining? What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are you requiring me to be disciplined to? Because in the God state that I'm in, I don't have to be disciplined in nothing but what I choose to, and this is what I command and allow for all of us to really come into the terms of, that we are the source energy, no matter what we go through. Pocket full of money, no pocket full of money, barefooted, Jordan Stacey Adams. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is. Like, real talk. Gators, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Louis and all these other shoes that I would never fucking put on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, disrespect, no disrespect. It's like where we are, the self-discipline is necessary for us to be the gods that we are, the god kings and the queens and the goddesses and the gods that we are here to be. How we're supposed to here be possessing this planet, controlling and enjoying this planet and the beings upon it. We have to learn to mirror, get in the mirror, check yourself, and discipline the things that are, you know, that need discipline. And because you could do what you want. Okay, there is no wrong and no right, first of all. So whatever you choose to do, as long as you know that it is your choice, and whatever the consequence is as far as universal law is concerned, that is what you have to be most concerned about. There are laws to the universe. If you decide to do something, just know the consequence or of that law, the cause and effect. Just know that, because if you're willing to take responsibility, it is what it is. If you're not willing to take responsibility, it is what it is. As a man thinketh, you know what I'm saying? If you believe you can, you can. At the same time, if you believe you can't, you can't. And it's true at both times, on both ends, at whatever time. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I know you could say, yeah, I could talk because I'm talking. But if you're in a wheelchair, you might say, I can't walk. because you're not walking. But if you continue to say you can walk, if you got legs, eventually something can happen magically, miraculously, that your legs can actually get some nerves and start to walk again. Like, so it's a process of self-discipline causes all the things to me to be in the perspective of creation. Because if you're working on self-discipline, I mean, I think you can imagine to be disciplined. You can imagine, you can use your imagine, you can be disciplined enough to know that your imagination, you can stick to using your imagination as the key to curing and fixing things that we're dealing with. And I share this with everybody because we got to go hard with this. We got to go hard and fast with the fact of knowing that it is our imagination, our decisions, our thoughts, and our emotional connection, more so our intelligence or not, that is causing us the experiences. You know what I'm saying? So the experiences are good, your emotional intelligence is probably up. Experiences are not, your emotional intelligence could be questionable, among other things, but it's all balance. It's all in balance. So, I really feel like, the self discipline as a way of life, it's important. And like you said, it takes 90 days to create a lifestyle. 90 days to create a lifestyle or a habit. You know
I
what
think
I'm
they say
saying?
like 20 days, 21 days to like shift the habit
That's
or
what they
something like that.
say, you know what I'm saying? But I have a different concept of that. This is what I feel. I feel like you can train scientifically. Scientifically, they've come up with 21 days is what it takes if you do something in repetition for it to show up. But I know that if you decide to do something now and make the decision, it don't take no 21 days. It don't take 21 days. It does not. I'm respectfully, I'm telling you from my own personal experience. 21 days does, if it's something that you're wanting to accomplish and you need help, building yourself up to believe it or whatnot, and you just need the universe to prove it, it will prove it in 21 days. Facts are, I've done it in meditations and, all kind of stuff, but I'm going to tell you something. Once you decide, you make a decision as source, as you knowing that you are one with the source energy that makes the decisions, that make the decisions. Once you do that, you don't have to, it ain't gonna take no 21 days. You're gonna see that thing show up, man. It might pop up in a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
if
a
it's a
fact.
physical thing, I mean, seriously, man, it's so amazing how this works. And I have to prove it because of what I'm going through right now, the things that we're dealing with right now, the personal things that I'm dealing with. I'm having to prove not to no one else, but the fact of my knowing that I know that all is well with my family, with everything, and everything that that I've commanded to do has already been done. Because my desire to be elsewhere, to be in a different, environment, especially under the circumstances of if the environment is my time for for growth to a different, because we have to show up where source wants us to be for the erection of truth and fact that we have to bring, the love that we have to show. You know what I'm saying? I know we're gonna be here on this internet, but where we show up physically on this planet is, it's gonna be a lot to do with, the most impact that we have on this planet. Because you see everywhere we go, we.
Yeah, I feel you on
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
You
And
know,
that's why, like I
yeah.
was telling you, the clients, due respect. I'm having to cut off clients. I'm having to redirect my whole format because it's like, as an entrepreneur, as a spiritual, realizing that I'm connected to the source, and my empathy and my ability in terms of the psychic powers that I've been given, and all this connection to numbers and how they relate to me, and all of what I'm realizing I'm having to do in terms of protecting my seeds, and getting into like the magic forcing itself upon me, and me having to get into the point of like really gathering conscious knowledge of the process of all the things that I've been studying these last years now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all action. It's all action. So I have the power to assist. I am here to assist. I am Source Energy God Coach King Malik, here with my God King, KS3 Revolutionary. And I appreciate you bringing me to the table to ask me questions. And like I said, please like and subscribe. Anyone who sees any value to this video, if it's not live, even if it's after the fact, you might see a clip from it, because the video might not stay up, the live video might not stay up. This will be something that you'll have to see on the network, and it's flashing across the thing. Vortex Now Network.tv. If you see any favor, please like and subscribe. And any cash apps, donations of that nature is taking care of this family's ability to survive, because no one is doing anything for us but us. And I want to share what is within me to everyone else that can use it to be able to share with somebody else. And we can benefit financially some type of a way together, then let's put it together. Check out our businesses, please. I'll be linking, we'll be linking a lot of stuff in the bio part, where it's more for Grand Premium, the McCullers Group, the McCullers Group LLC.com, Grand Premium Consulting Services LLC, which is gpcs.llc, coachkingmalik.com, and of course Vortex Now Network TV. We're on all the social medias and stuff like that. The TikTok Coach King Malik is it's a lot of good information there in terms of just the basic stuff that TikTok has to offer in terms of what we can put on there, like information. But it's a lot of viewers on there, and just pass the information around. If it's something that can be of some value, please. The information is the most important thing for me to share, because I know that based upon what my intuition and the source keeps giving me downloads upon, I have to step to the front and do what I'm supposed to do, because we're at a space when in this time where we have to do more. I'm created to do more. I'm here to do more. I'm here to do the most. Yeah, I'm here to do the most.
Oh,
Source
facts.
energy. It is what it is.
Yeah, may infinite healing and wellness be upon everybody. This is a third episode. Okay, I thought that was okay. Third episode of Conversations with the Highly Connected and Protected. I will and intend you have enjoyed this. I will and intend you enjoyed the insight. I will and intend you have taken something from this that was able to assist you with your process of growth within yourself. And of course, as you know, continue to keep on asking questions, take accountability, look in the mirror. But once you get out the mirror, be sure to do the work. That's very, very, very imperative. We are here to build foundations, not follow trends.
Yeah, no trends, no trends. If anything, we make them. We don't even set them. We make them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
and respect too. Please like and subscribe, and respect, love, power, infinite and eternal power may it be upon you, your bloodline, your loved ones, and those you impact. Ashe.
Ashe.
Hotep.
Hotep. Namaste.
Namaste.